So many people who get into trading are on this hunt for the one thing, the magic indicator, the secret algorithm that's just going to print money. But if you sit down with a trader who's been in the game for 20 years, they're not going to talk about charts first. They're going to tell you the real battle is happening right between your ears.
So, what if the key to all this wasn't some super complex formula, but something way more personal? What if the patterns that really decide whether you win or lose aren't in the market data at all, but in how you live your day-to-day life?
And that's really the heart of what we're talking about today. The way you handle the little things in life, like how you feel about your own birthday, or even the position you sleep in at night. Believe it or not, that stuff can reveal the exact psychological blueprint that predicts your success. So today, we're going to break down 5 of these rare habits that elite traders use to master their minds.
All right, let's dive right in with habit number 1. This is all about where you get your sense of self-worth. I call it your inner scorecard.
Let me ask you something. Your birthday. For most of us, it's a whole thing, right? We want the cake, the social media shout-outs, all that jazz. But have you ever met that one person who treats their birthday like it's just another Tuesday? No big deal, no fuss. Well, that little quirk might actually reveal a huge psychological strength.
In psychology, there's a term for this: internal validation. It's basically the ability to know your own value from the inside out, without needing a constant stream of likes, pats on the back, or, well, birthday parties to feel good about yourself.
Now, here's how this plays out in your portfolio. The amateur trader, they're totally addicted to the applause of a winning trade. They see green, they feel like a genius. But the second the market turns red, their self-worth just completely tanks. The professional, on the other hand, has a stable identity. Wins, losses, it doesn't really change who they are. They'd much rather have calm, mental peace than ride that crazy emotional roller coaster, because they know that's where the worst decisions are made.
Okay, let's build on that with our second habit. This one is all about fierce, independent thinking, or what I like to call the power of no.
Come on, we all know this person. You give them a perfectly good piece of advice, and you can literally see them getting ready to do the exact opposite. It's like a reflex, right?
Well, that impulse has a name. It's called psychological reactance. It's that natural pushback we all feel when we think our freedom to choose is being threatened. And while it can be a little frustrating in everyday life, in the world of trading, it's pretty much a superpower.
I mean, think about why most traders fail. They follow the herd. They pile into whatever's trending on Reddit or whatever some guru on social media is hyping up. But professional traders, they have this deep, unshakable need for autonomy. They don't want to get rich off a hot tip. They want to win because they did the research, they made the call, and they own the outcome, good or bad.
All right, now for our next 2 habits, which are really 2 sides of the same coin. They're about finding laser-like focus and then using that clarity to know exactly when it's time to walk away. Let's start with something we've all experienced. You meet someone new, they tell you their name, and poof, it's just gone, vanished. Why does that happen? Well, 99% of the time, it's because your attention was split. You were probably thinking about what you were going to say next instead of actually listening. And this right here, this is the exact spiral that leads to bad trading decisions. It starts with divided attention. That creates a ton of mental noise, and that noise just drowns out the actual signals the market is trying to give you, which leads you straight into making a bad call.
This state has a name. It's called cognitive overload. It's like your brain is trying to run too many apps at once. You're checking the news, worrying about your account balance, second-guessing your strategy. It's just chaos. Elite traders make it a habit to simplify. They cut out the noise so they can actually see the opportunity instead of just reacting to the chaos.
And it's this exact same mental clarity that fuels our 4th habit, knowing how to make a clean cut when something just isn't working anymore.
You've probably known someone like this. One day, they just kind of fade away. No big fight, no dramatic exit, they just stop showing up. Psychologically, this is often called a boundary awakening. It's basically a self-defense mechanism against getting emotionally drained.
So, in trading, think of your positions like relationships. The amateur, they'll date a bad stock for way too long. They ignore all the red flags, just hoping it'll turn around. The professional mindset is totally different. The moment a trade hits their stop loss, or the whole reason they bought the stock in the first place changes, they have that boundary awakening. They cut it loose, immediately, no questions asked. It's about protecting their capital and their peace of mind.
And that brings us to the bedrock of all these other habits. This is the one that holds everything together,
soldier-like discipline. Now, this is kind of a funny question, but there are studies on sleeping positions that suggest people who prefer the soldier position, flat on their back, arms at their sides, often have these incredibly disciplined personalities. They thrive on structure.
So here's the bottom line. The market is pure chaos. And to succeed in that chaos, you have to be the soldier. Look, you can have a super active, creative mind that's full of great ideas, but that creativity has to be anchored to a rigid, tested plan. Successful traders don't feel their way through the market. They trust their system and they stay loyal to that strategy, especially when things get choppy.
So, if you really want to level up your trading game, you have to stop looking for a better chart and start looking for a better habit.
You need to master your internal scorecard, so you don't need the market to tell you you're smart. Develop that fierce, independent thinking so you don't follow the herd off a cliff. Quiet the mental noise so you can actually focus. Learn the art of making a clean cut, and bring that soldier-like discipline to every single trade you make.
Because at the end of the day, this isn't about learning a new financial skill. It's about a complete and total psychological transformation.
So I'll leave you with this question. Which of these habits defines you the most? Are you that independent thinker who instantly resists being told what to do? Or are you maybe still working on that internal validation? Really think about it, because the moment you start to truly understand your own psychology, that's the first real step to mastering the market.